Floyd's Mayhem Garage today. Alright, I've been fiddling around with things, not really sure what I was doing. I think I figured it out. I've had several ideas how to mount some hubcaps to these Detroit steel wheels. I think I finally came up with a solution that I'm happy with. So, let's take a look. Okay, I've run across many ideas as to how to mount these Mopar 9-inch hubcaps to these steel wheels. I thought I had figured it out. I was going to cut the centers out of some 14-inch steel wheels, and there's a guy that ended up doing that, and I was going to do it even a little bit differently. I was going to cut the center out, and then I was actually going to cut the complete center out as well, and try to mount it to the side in here and drill holes, and that way I can cut weld tabs onto there and actually bolt in there. That way the center's still open, and so without having to remove that ring, I could still get to the lug nuts and remove and take off the wheel after I remove the hubcap. But I was pretty excited, and I was setting my ways on, or pretty much setting my ways, like, yes, that's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm out of acetylene. So, no acetylene, no way to cut those out. I mean, I could sawzall, you know, cut off wheel, stuff like that. That's going to be a nightmare and take forever. So, the guy out here who does do the gas is busy today. So, I'm not able to get any gas. So, I have my wheel off. I was kind of fiddling around playing with this. I think I have come up with another solution. I was originally going to do this, but I determined it was sort of too difficult to get the measurements right, but I think I finally figured out how to measure them. So, using a cap head screw, or Allen head screw, whichever you want to call them, you drill and tap these, and this becomes your tab that the center cap slides over and hooks on. To me, that has such a small area of perfection. Whereas if your measurement's off by just a little bit, your cap's going to either just fall off or it's not going to fit, period. And then you can either stretch the cap, you can, you know, grind this out, make them fit. I've seen a whole nightmare of that, so I kind of skewed away from that. But I think I finally just had a stroke of genius. I've been trying to figure out how to measure the inside of this. So finally, I got it. I made some rough measurements, had some tape on here. And then with those rough measurements, I measured from the center edge here out and got an idea of how measurement it is. In this case, to the outside of this wheel, it's 3 5/8. So, got my little cheat sheet, 3 5/8, so I don't forget that. And so I just made a couple marks, and that's what these little guys are, there and there. And so then, I line that up with that guy, and that allowed me to mark it all the way around. And then, this is where the brilliance came in. I wasn't sure how exactly to get the center in. Damn, just flip the thing over. And same thing, center it up based off that outside one and mark that. And that, size-wise, is approximately a 1/4 inch in. And I'm thinking, this is where I'm going to have to play it a little safer. I've seen a couple of people drill and tap these to where these go straight in. If you do them at an angle, in theory, that should give you just a hair of adjustability of whether the cap fits tighter or looser, and then up against the wheel or not. And that should give you a little bit of freedom to make that fit better, hopefully, is the idea. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. So I'm back to the cap head screw idea, and I think that's going to work. And now the question is just, aesthetically wise, do I want to run 3 of them or 5 of them? And I think it's going to look better with 5 of them to match the lug nuts. And then that should give me the idea of more adjustability to make sure the cap actually snaps on and stays tight. But yeah, so the nice thing about these caps is they have this nice ridge on the inside, and that ridge with these nuts or these screws at an angle should allow the thing to snap in nicely, is what I'm thinking. So, let's see if I can make that happen. Bam! I got hubcaps. Those really set these wheels off nicely. Those are fabulous. So, those cap head bolts worked very well. First one I did, they were a hair too wide, so I narrowed up the second wheel by about 1/8 of an inch, and they snapped on way easier. So I do have one wheel the cap's a little hard to get onto, but the way I angled those bolts, it snaps on relatively easy, but it also at the same time snaps on tight. And man, do they look good. Wish the caps were in a little bit better shape, but it kind of goes along with the condition of the truck. But they look awesome. These wheels were cool before, but this really just helped finish off the look of it. So we'll do a walk around here, get a good idea of how this truck looks. Cool how it gave it's an original look without being original whatsoever. Kind of cool, pretty wild looking actually. So, that's it. We'll see you next time.